Recorded.
Good afternoon. My name is Jane Limbach, and I have the privilege of introducing today's webinar, Implementing Change Theory in Pursuit of Excellence, Part 1. Today's webinar will feature a best practice at St. Paul's Lutheran School in Grafton, Wisconsin. This webinar was prepared by our friends at St. Paul and is being produced by Concordia University, Wisconsin's Office of Continuing and Distance Education. We thank our friends at Concordia for their leadership and support in this endeavor. I have just a few notes before we begin our webinar. Live webinars are participatory events. We appreciate your questions and your comments. Feel free to express yourself by typing in the chat box in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. All of the webinars presented this year are available on demand on the login page of the Lutheran School portal. You need not be a portal member to view them. If you like what we shared, we invite you to view a recorded webinar together with your faculty. This is a great opportunity for professional development. Another great resource of Lutheran schools is the LCMS School Ministry Facebook page. Our Facebook page provides another opportunity for our school to connect informally. We invite you to share your encouraging stories on the LCMS School Ministry Facebook page. Let's begin today's webinar with prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we acknowledge you as our Savior and King and give you thanks for the opportunity to serve you in our various Lutheran schools. We thank you for all of our Lutheran schools, but especially we give you thanks for St. Paul's Lutheran School in Grafton, Wisconsin. We thank you for the blessing of the school with a fantastic staff who works hard to draw children and their families into a closer relationship with our Savior Jesus Christ. We ask that you would continue to shower your blessings upon St. Paul's Lutheran. Give the staff all that they need to teach the students entrusted to their care. And finally, Lord, we ask that you be with those who are presenting this webinar, as well as those who are participating in this webinar. May this next hour be a blessing to us all. In your name we pray, amen. And we welcome Michael Yurk from St. Paul's as he shares this webinar entitled, Implementing Change Theory in Pursuit of Excellence.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for the introduction. Welcome to those of you that are joining us on today's webinar and those that will be viewing it in the future. A little bit of history of myself. First of all, I am a Lutheran school product. I went to a Lutheran grade school here in Wisconsin, attended Sheboygan Lutheran High School, moved on to Concordia University, Wisconsin, and received an undergrad degree in secondary education. Business and computer science were my two focal areas with a minor in theology. I spent 15 years down in Chicago at Lutheran North High School, and I had various administrative roles down there along with teaching roles and coaching roles. And 8 years ago I came back up to Wisconsin and took the principal job here at St. Paul, St. Paul and Grafton. I'm joined today by Rose Meier, and Rose serves as our assistant principal here at St. Paul. She is also our care director. Rose will be facilitating some of the questions that you might have today. And she will also be leading most of next week's webinar. She discusses our care center and different aspects of our school. A little history about St. Paul. First of all, we are celebrating our 164th year of faith-based education here in the Grafton community. We are a 3K to 8 school. We also have year-round daycare that is available for students that are, or for kids that are potty trained, up to whatever grade parents have that need for. We're a school community that is about 20 miles north of downtown Milwaukee, right on Lake Michigan. We're blessed to be only about 5 minutes away from Concordia University, Wisconsin, so we have a great resource there. Our town is about 10,000 people with very strong public schools. And with our neighboring community, we have 4 other faith-based schools that we compete against for students, and that's within about a 5-mile radius of where we are located. We're going to talk, first of all, today a little bit about enrollment and where we stand with enrollment and kind of where we've been over the course of really the last couple decades. St. Paul saw really a peak in enrollment back in the late 1990s, and as I share with you in the slide, back in 1999, our student enrollment was at about 450 students, and that would be, for us right now, pretty much a little bit beyond capacity of what we could hold as a school. After 1990s and the early 2000s, enrollment started to decrease. At that point, back in the late 1990s, we were not charging tuition. Early 2000s is when tuition went into effect, and some families made a decision that they couldn't afford faith-based education or simply didn't want to pay tuition. So by 2004, enrollment dropped significantly down to 350 students and continued to decline. Back in 2010 would be about the time when I started here at St. Paul. Enrollment was at 265 students. And since that point, we've been able to level off and now increase students to almost 300. One of the key aspects of us for taking a look at a enrollment of 300 students for us now, one of the important parts for us to look at is the fact that before 2014, our public schools did not offer 4K education. We were one of the primary givers of 4K education. So to continue to see an increase in enrollment, despite the fact that our public schools have now implemented a 4K program, is pretty exciting for us. One of the areas that we've seen the largest growth over the course of the last 5 years has been in our kindergarten to 8th grade program. We were at about 175 students in 2012 in our kindergarten to 8th grade program, and this year we're at over 225 students, and we anticipate an increase close to hopefully about 230 to 240 next year in kindergarten through 8th grade. What we're going to talk about and focus about today is really a marketing plan that we put into place about 5 years ago and have been continuing on with that marketing place to today. So the 13 different points that are up on the slide for you today are really, these are the aspects of our best practices that we're going to talk to you about today and share with you, and kind of what evolved to get us to the point of putting a marketing plan into place. I'm going to start with really, why do we market? And I think one of the concerns I have for a lot of our Lutheran schools is the fact that we simply don't market ourselves. That we kind of take a look at, if we market ourselves, people are concerned with the fact that maybe we're bragging about the product that we offer, and we're not really focusing on telling the truth. It was a cultural change for us here at St. Paul to get out there and truly market our schools. And we came from an aspect of always making sure that we just told the truth. We told the truth about what exactly was happening in our school, and we wanted other people to know it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not bragging about, hey, we have the best test scores or the best athletic teams, or these are programs that we offer that nobody else offers. Let's just tell the truth. Let's sell ourselves and hope that our community takes a look at, hey, this is a school that we want to send our kids to. One of the concerns that happens often in schools when it comes to marketing also is the fact that there isn't a lot of money for marketing. We can't use money as a reason always why we can't do something. We currently budget somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 for all the marketing that we do. We really went to our congregation, we went to our constituency, and we tapped into a lot of the resources that we have in order to make our marketing plan something that we could afford. So as we talked about marketing, the first thing that we needed to do as an institution was to create a marketing team. And I have some background in teaching marketing at the high school level, but definitely not a whole lot of background in how to market a school or how to market a product. So the first thing that we needed to do is take a look at our stakeholders, our parents, our congregational members, and come up with a team that could market our school. That team included people that owned a business or people that marketed for a living. We wanted somebody on our marketing team that had a technology background, somebody that could do some web design for us, somebody that was involved in social media and in different ways to market through social media and also just to create social media platforms for our school. We needed somebody that was into graphic design that could come up with some logos, come up with some print material for us, come up with fonts and font designs that would be systematic throughout our marketing. And then we wanted to get some people that were involved in public speaking, people that had writing skills, somebody that could articulate better than what I can articulate as a principal, or people on our staff could articulate what we are about as a school. So we created a marketing team that had about 10 people on it. I led it as principal, but then had these different types of people that served on a marketing team. We met about once a month for about 18 months in order to put today's plan into play. After our marketing team was created, we needed to define really who we were. We wanted to be able to articulate how our students were performing at the next level of education. So we looked at some very specific things, including, have we had any valedictorians or salutatorians recently? How many of our graduating students are participants in National Honor Society? Where are our kids going after high school? So they leave us in the grade school. What high schools are they going to? And then where are they going to college? We did some comparing of what our test scores are, comparing our test scores to the test scores of our local public schools. How our kids are doing on the next level of test scores, either ACTs or SATs. We took all this information, put it together, really to be able to give a very solid snapshot of how our students were performing at the next level of education. And then we could take those statistics and then put those out in print documents so that people would have something to go by when they would hear that, hey, I hear St. Paul students are doing very well academically at the next level of education. We wanted to take a look at what defines us and what sets us apart from other schools in our community, and then we had to get that into some very factual statements and to be able to prove that. One of the goals that we had was taking a look at what our niches are. And I think every school has their own niche, something that they say, this is what we do extremely well at, and we want to sell that. We took a look at some very, very specific things that we thought we did very well and what other people said we were doing very well. And we took those niches, and that's what we wanted to market by. So we let our community know that, hey, there's a lot of different athletic programs that we offer here as a school that a lot of our competition maybe doesn't have. We took a look at our music and our band program. In our middle school and in our early elementary grades, this year we had over 100 students participating in our Christmas concert that do that as above and beyond their academic rigors. So we found music and band to be one of our niches that we felt we did very, very well at. Those niches are things that we would utilize then as a platform to help market our product to our community. After we created really what our niches were, we decided to create a statement of purpose. We as an institution had a mission statement for St. Paul. St. Paul, we are a church and a school. Our church is about 2,800 members. And we have one mission statement for our entire institution. The mission statement for St. Paul is living the new life in Christ. We took a look at living the new life in Christ, which speaks to us biblically but does not speak to our community educationally. So we decided as a school we need to create a statement of purpose that took us in a little bit direction than just our mission statement as an institution. We came up as a faculty and as a school board, and we were looking at what are some main words that do a good job of describing who we are. 5 or 6 key words that describe what St. Paul Lutheran School is about, and we took those 5 or 6 key words to create a statement of purpose. The statement of purpose that we came up with was St. Paul Lutheran School exists to shape lives for Christian service, for providing educational excellence in a Christ-centered environment. When we created this statement of purpose, we wanted to ensure that all hands were on board to create this statement of purpose. So our faculty participated in it, our staff participated in the creation of this, The school board participated in the creation of this, and our marketing team even participated in the creation of this. The statement of purpose, then, is something that we use frequently, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the culture of our school. So we created our marketing team, we created our statement of purpose. The next thing we wanted to do, like most businesses do, is they create a tagline. And we say often when I was teaching marketing, I always ask kids, you know, if you would hear the term, just do it, you knew that that was Nike. We as a school wanted a tagline that if anybody would see this tagline, they would know in our community they're talking about St. Paul Lutheran School. The tagline that we as a faculty and staff developed and then eventually went to our school board and our marketing team was focused on excellence and centered on Christ. And you'll see that in the middle, and we utilize the cross in the middle as that as well, that we are centered on Christ. The word focused talks to our students educationally and us as a faculty and a staff educationally. Excellence is what we are all driving for at all times, centered on Christ. Every decision that we make, everything that we do needs to be centered on Him. The words focused on excellence, centered on Christ is truly part of who we are. If you would come on our campus, you'd be able to walk into every classroom and see a banner that's about 8 to 10 feet long that has that symbol right there, focused on excellence, centered on Christ. On all of our marketing materials that go out, on every single marketing material that goes out, focused on excellence, centered on Christ is listed there. It's on the bottom of our letterhead, so any letter that leaves our school, that tagline is there. It's important that when we sit in our meetings, when we talk about how our students are doing in the class, when faculty is making decisions, when faculty is even doing lesson planning, that tagline is truly part of all of our decision making and how hard we work. So after we've created our tagline, we needed to get into the beginning steps of creating some type of marketing materials for our school. We are the St. Paul Panthers. Our colors are black and red. So we utilize black and red to become a universal color scheme throughout our marketing materials. We needed to have something that was a universal font size and universal font. It's important to have a universal look so that people kind of take a look at you as your materials as being professional, and they also recognize, hey, if I see this color scheme and I see this font, I see this tagline, I know that we are talking about St. Paul Lutheran School in Grafton. I'm going to share with you on the next couple slides some of the marketing materials that we have and that we utilize, that we put together over the course of the 18 months. One of the main aspects of the marketing materials that we put together was the fonts, the font size, and the color. The folder that's on the next slide is we really ended up creating a marble red and black look that is now universal through the things that we send out. We needed to come up with some stock pictures that we would use on our marketing materials. We had a congregational member, a family from the school that came in, and they do professional pictures. So we, again, utilize people that were in our congregation, in our school, to kind of keep costs down. We had a couple days to decide where this person came in and just wandered from classroom to classroom, had some people that we targeted to be in pictures, and just had them come in and take some professional pictures that we would utilize in various aspects of how we're going to market. We had 12 students that were picked out to have pictures taken. We spoke directly to their parents to get their parental permission. We let their parents know exactly why we were taking pictures, how we were going to use them, and how we were going to implement them. So one of the key aspects of obviously taking pictures of students is making sure that your parents are on board, that they give you permission to do that. After we finished the pictures and had them taken, we went back to the parents to get their approval to utilize them. And you'll see in a lot of our marketing materials on our website, on our Facebook account, those are all pictures that our parents have approved for us to use. After we created our pictures, we had the opportunity to finally get our faculty really involved in creating our marketing pages that were going to be used for promoting each individual classroom. So our teachers developed classroom and co-curricular overview pages. One of the things that frustrated me in my beginning years here is when a family came in to visit St. Paul, and they wanted information about St. Paul. We had a trifold brochure that a family was given, but not any very specific information on each individual classroom. So if a family came in and said, I have a 3Ker, I have a 2nd grader, and I have an 8th grader, what can you tell me about each one of those classrooms? I wanted to have something very concrete to be able to hand those parents so when they walked away, they would have a reference to go look back at. So we developed classroom and co-curricular overview pages. They are all available on our website. They're all available under our splgrafton.org Prospective Panthers page. And they're also available in hard print. And we're going to forward the slide to you so that you can see what they look like, and I'll talk about them as you guys have a chance to take a look at them. The overview pages are pages that each teacher created their own information. Our committee and team then formatted those pages so that they look identical. So you'll see on the left-hand side a welcome page that comes from me. The welcome page has an opportunity for us to update every year, so there's a few words that change in there, but that welcome page then is also the key welcome page that is on our website. But if a new family comes to us off the street, we'll have a packet available with that welcome page in it, along with whatever classroom overviews that they would want to see. You'll see the full and half-day kindergarten page there. We'll have those from 3K all the way through 8th grade. Those pages are all going to take a look at the different curricular areas that each classroom has, the textbooks that teachers are using in their classrooms, the field trips that students would go on, and some of the special events that take place in their classroom. As you can see, it's very neat, it's very clean looking, the fonts and everything are the same, and it's just a good snapshot for parents to see. The thing that I enjoyed about doing this was that all of our teachers got involved in it. They created their own pages, and it gave them some ownership into the creation of our marketing plan. We also created additional pages for our co-curricular activities and also different services that we offer here at St. Paul. Rose, our assistant principal, will talk next week about our CARE program. So she created a page that explained what our CARE program is about. We have a specific page dedicated to our athletic program, to our music program, to our daycare. Really everything that we offer is available there on their classroom overview pages for our families. So I welcome you to visit our website. You'll notice on the right-hand side of our website, under the Prospective Panthers page, each one of those classroom overview pages to take a look at. One of the things that's nice for us, too, is that we have the opportunity to print these off here in-house with high-tech copiers, so we don't need to outsource any of our printing anymore, which will help keep costs down as well. But classroom overview page simply takes time, does not cost a lot of money. One of the things that I want to show you before we move forward to the next page is one of the things we struggled with was our logo. If you take a look at the top of our classroom overview pages, you'll see St. Paul Lutheran School, and we are the Panther, so the Panther is there. We struggled as a faculty to utilize our Panther as our main logo with everything we do. So last year we decided we needed to create a new logo for our school, an academic logo, and that's what's in the top left-hand corner of all of our slides for you today. We needed an academic logo that would really set us apart and give people an understanding of, when I see this logo, I also know that we're talking about St. Paul Lutheran School. The creation of a logo was something that we went to our congregation and to our constituency with, even to our students with, and we had a competition. We asked our people and said to create logos for us. Simply told them we want an academic logo, we want it to be spiritual, we want our tagline to be part of our academic logo. We want you to create a logo for us, and we're going to pick the one that we like the best, and that's going to become our academic logo. For us, there was no cost to it at all. We also had some very professional-looking logos that came to us in a difficult decision to make. We ended up having a little bit over 15 logos that different people made for us. and we came down to 2 that we really liked, and we brought those 2 people in and asked them to get together and to combine both of their logos together, and that became the logo that we have there. We have the shield as the background, the cross as the center point of what we do. We have the book that opens up, that talks to us about academics. Some people look at the book and look at it as a Bible as well. And then our tagline underneath, focused on excellence, centered on Christ. St. Paul Lutheran School is at the top. This past fall, we created window clings for our families to put in their cars. We had about 500 of those made, and we just simply asked parents, if you want to put these in your car, please take them, please utilize them. Utilize it as an opportunity to market our school. Just drive responsibly if you're going to have our logo up in your car windows. One of the key aspects, obviously, to marketing is your website, and we had to redevelop our website. Our website, the first thing we needed to talk about was who was our audience. The audience that we were looking to attract included both our current families and new families. For those families that were new to us, we created the Prospective Panthers page that is really a one-stop shop for any family that will come to us. Applications are available there, tuition is available, the classroom overviews are there. There's a couple of videos that are there. A key place for our constituency that are in the community to go to. But our audience also included our current families. Our teachers have updated web pages every single week on their website page. Our teachers have access to our website, to their specific pages, and they're expected every week to do an updated website page. Our school families know that by Saturday night, every teacher will have an updated web page, and we utilize that as an opportunity to communicate with our parents instead of sending home weekly newsletters about what is going to happen the next week in the class. It also gives the teachers the opportunity to take some pictures of activities that they did in their classroom, share those pictures with families. It also gives the opportunity to take pictures of different projects that took place. And we utilize that as a great opportunity, a great tool to communicate with our families. It also gives us the opportunity to go green. With a student body of about 300, it cuts down on our copying costs quite a bit. I really like the fact that we put our classroom pages up on the website for everybody to see, because when a new family is investigating us, we encourage them to follow what's happening in the current classroom. So if I have a family that says, hey, we're interested in 3rd grade, I said, go to our 3rd grade page. You notice every week what's happening in there, what the spelling words are, what the memory work are, the different tests, the different projects, a note from the teachers, and it gives you a pretty good snapshot of what St. Paul is about. Also on our website is going to be our a welcome video. Now, a welcome video, and we're going to show the welcome video in just a moment, but the welcome video is something that we actually had a school family come in and want to create for us. And I think a lot of us have those different families in our schools that want to find some way that they can help out. So we wanted to create a video that would talk very briefly about who we are, just a quick 2-minute video. They got staff involved, some alumni involved, and it's really something we think now we could make on our own with the use of iPads and iMovies. There's plenty of technology out there that you can do this in-house and do this for a relatively small amount of money. We simply uploaded our video to YouTube and invited people to our YouTube channel, but then downloaded directly into our website. And we'll just take a moment to watch that video. And Sean, I think you're going to get that video to play for us.
I'm Michael Yurk. I'm principal here at St. Paul Lutheran School. I think the culture here at St. Paul was built by teachers that have been here, and they share that great news that God is with them and that God's a loving God. With everybody having that same mission and that same value, that sense of family just comes straight out.
St. Paul instills in people whose they are. We are part of Jesus' body. We are his workmanship. And I think that ownership in your learning and in your growing and people showing you that they care about you, that they're nurturing you, it inspires you to give back and to be part of an environment like St. Paul.
You just create a special bond with your classmates more so, and the teachers. Like, I still come and say hi to the teachers sometimes, you know. It's almost like you've created a mini family when you go to school here.
I really got to know the faculty and some of the staff members here at St. Paul. Just everybody here kind of embraces each other.
People are here, they are welcomed when they come in, they feel that they're cared for, and they know that this is an institution where they're going to be able to learn, be accepted, and grow spiritually, grow emotionally, grow socially, and just become better people.
As a whole, I think it's very important to be involved in all aspects of the school so that we do become a family. I'm not just going in and teaching 5th grade math and walking out and that's it.
Some teachers may put kids in a box and say, this is what we're doing. And God didn't make kids to be put in a box.
The motto of our school is focused on excellence, centered on Christ. And that very simply talks about who we are and what we're about. In all situations, we want to focus on excellence. If that's excellence in the classroom, that's excellence in the band room, that's excellence on the athletic field. But that excellence is also in the hallway. That excellence is in the lunchroom. That excellence is how we treat each other. And all things are focused then on Christ. And if we meet what God expects us and what Christ expects from us, excellence will show through all that we do.
Thank you, Sean. That video really gives us an opportunity to showcase ourselves to our community. And again, I think that's a video like that is something that very often there's going to be people in your school, people in your congregation that will help you create that. It's a great marketing tool. Another marketing tool that you would see underneath if you go to our Prospective Panthers page is another video that was created utilizing quite a few of our alumni and their feeling of what sets St. Paul apart from other schools. So I invite you to take a look at that as well. After we created the video, we got into the realm of social media, and we started our own St. Paul Facebook account, which I'm sure a lot of you have, a lot of schools throughout our country have. I just want to touch briefly on Facebook and the utilization of Facebook. One of the aspects that we take a look at is we want to have multiple postings on our Facebook every day. We have 4 different people in our building that have the opportunity to post on Facebook. We also encourage people to comment on Facebook. When a person comments on Facebook, I automatically get the notification that they've commented on our Facebook account, which gives me the opportunity to delete anything that would not be appropriate. But we want people out there talking. We also want people to tag. We also want people to share our Facebook comments, share our Facebook experiences. And we've got the next slide will show you kind of the different activity of our Facebook. Again, as I shared with you, every single day we want to try to have at least 1 post, if not 2 or 3 posts to our Facebook account. Every week, obviously, with chapel, we'll put a post up there from chapel, different activities that are happening in our pre-K classrooms and all of our classrooms and other events that happen on campus. We'll talk a little bit about in a few minutes on how we advertise on Facebook as well. I talked earlier about really the one marketing material that we had when we started here was a trifold brochure. We needed to get away from the original trifold brochure that we had, and we created one that again just followed our marketing schemes with color, with fonts, with font sizes. Something that we produced right here in house that we can print out right here in house. In the lower right hand corner, you'll notice it says "Focus on Excellence, Centered on Christ." We left the middle column open, so if we wanted to mail this to somebody, we could do it. But it's just a very short snapshot of who we are as a school. So if a family comes in and we give them a welcome packet, the welcome packet will have this trifold. If we're going out to a fair or to an event and we just need to have a very small blanket piece of information about our school, that trifold is what we would do. And I'm sure a lot of you have trifolds as well. But part of the marketing team said we need to create something that was new, something that was easy to do, and something that we could update as well. All the pictures that are on there are pictures that we took with our students while our photographer walked around the building. We do quite a bit of paid advertising, but again, we do it all within budget. We'll talk first of all about Facebook advertising. If you haven't advertised on Facebook before, it truly is a great opportunity to reach a wide variety of people within a very targeted range. We'll advertise on Facebook 3 to 4 times a year. We just finished an advertising campaign that lasted 1 week on Facebook, trying to reach people for our open house and registration that happened as part of our National Lutheran Schools Week. Over the course of the 7 days of advertising, we were looking at trying to reach people that were within 15 miles of St. Paul. We were looking to reach people that had an age group of about 21 through the mid to upper 40s. We hit about 18,000 people over the course of those 10 days. It cost us $59 to hit that many thousands of people. And when somebody saw the advertisement that we created, and if they clicked on our advertisement, it would take them directly to our SPL Grafton website and to our Prospective Panthers page. So you can link up with Facebook that if somebody looks at your advertisement, you can link them directly to your website. You can link them directly to your Facebook account. A couple different ways that you can advertise. But Facebook, to me, is a cheap way to advertise, to reach a large number of people. And very often you don't get charged every time your ad shows up on Facebook. You get charged when somebody actually clicks on your advertisement and delves into it a little bit deeper. We also utilize Money Mailer, and if you have Money Mailer, if you have Valpak, what it is in our community, it's those coupon booklets that get mailed home every month. We get one in the mail. Money Mailer is our main one that we get. We usually advertise in Money Mailer 1 to 2 times a year. We advertise mainly for our open house and for our registration or for any parental meetings that we have. We reach between 15,000 and 25,000 homes within about a 25-mile radius of our school. I think we pay about $600 for every 15,000 homes that we reach. So the opportunity to reach that many homes with, to me, a pretty insignificant amount of money is a good way to advertise. We always put a coupon on the bottom of it. The coupon is for new registrations into our school. I think if people receive $50 off their initial registration or their first tuition payment if they bring their coupon in with their registration. But I would suggest looking at Money Mailer or Valpak or whatever your community might have for instant targeting for coupons that businesses use. We will do a targeted mailing, a postcard mailing. We'll buy addresses of families in our community that would have students that would be ages 2 through about 10. We don't go a lot older than that because not normally are people looking to transfer to a different school at that point. We usually spend about $1,000 a year on that list, along with the postcard that we would send out to advertise whatever event that might be going on here on our campus. We buy that list directly through Money Mailer. We don't receive the individual names, but they will do all that mailing for us. It's, again, to me, a relatively cheap way to reach a very targeted market. And finally, we have a community Christmas parade that we make sure that we advertise in. We'll put a float in every year. One of our main things that we'll advertise in our community Christmas parade is the fact that we do a cookie walk. A cookie walk is an event that our Panther Parent Organization has been putting on for now. This was our 6th year of having a cookie walk. We ask all of our school families to participate by making 9 dozen Christmas cookies. And one Saturday morning in early December, we will sell about $6,000 to $7,000 worth of cookies. Obviously, it's a great fundraiser for us, but more so, it's an opportunity for us to reach out to the community to get people into our building and really showcase our school. That'll take you through really what our marketing plan was and the different aspects of our marketing plan. And if you want to get in contact with me and talk about any of those aspects, I would gladly do that. I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk about how we take a look at who's enrolling into our school. First of all, I need to be very honest in saying we are extremely blessed with a congregation that is extremely supportive of our school. 7 years ago, we were looking at building a new gym, and we contracted with a firm out of Texas to do a self-study, a self-analysis of our institution. And the number one mission that came out of St. Paul, out of our congregation, was our school. Our congregation said the number one mission of St. Paul is our school. And as a principal, you can't beat that. For our faculty and our staff and our families, you can't beat that our congregation is extremely behind our school. But we realized that once we started charging tuition, that there was no longer that guarantee that church families were going to be sending their kids to our school. And we needed to find a different way to get kids into our school. Our goal was to become the faith-based school of our community. And we started talking quite a bit using the terms faith-based. We are very rooted in Lutheran education, very rooted in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod education. We don't hide the fact at all that we are Lutheran, but we talk often in our community that we are a faith-based school. We want families to come to us that want a Christ-centered education. That's why we utilize a tagline, focused on excellence, centered on Christ. We talk about our education being centered on Christ. So we knew that seeing that our families were not guaranteeing sending their kids here, and that obviously our church body is declining, we needed to find other ways to reach out to our community. One of the changes that we made is we went to one tuition rate. We used to have a tuition rate for members and tuition rate for non-members. We needed to get rid of that, because what that did was it sent a message to our community saying, you know what, if you want to pay a higher tuition, you'll be good enough to come here. But if you don't, it gave a thought of maybe we weren't very welcoming to people that weren't members. We also wanted to get away from families that really love the congregation that they were at, coming here, transferring into our church just to save money on tuition. So we as an institution made the decision we're going to go to one tuition rate. For our non-members, we really dropped their tuition rate significantly because we just met the tuition rate that our current families were charging. Our congregation came back and said, you know what, that's our mission, and we're going to make that work. We wanted to come up with something catchy for people on the street that would drive by our school and our church and say, when can we come and visit St. Paul? So we created something, and you see the banner that's there, is Tuesday Tours. We invite families to come in off the streets any Tuesday they want from 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock. It's just a catchy little phrase, Tuesday Tours, come and visit St. Paul. And that, again, goes on our promotional materials that would be shared with people at other schools or people out in our community. Now, obviously, if a family can't make it during that time on Tuesdays, they're free to come and join us and visit our school anytime that they want. One of the important aspects that we took a look at is how much do our families feel like they're part of our entire school and church community. We made the decision that we needed to have a school activity for families every single month. And that goes beyond music activities, that goes beyond athletic activities. We wanted to have a very special activity every month for our family to participate in. This gave our parents the opportunity to commingle with each other other than drop-off and pick-up time or at an athletic event. Really an opportunity for kids to have their own activities and then parents also to start socializing with each other and say St. Paul is their home. So some of the different activities that we've created were a harvest festival, a pajama festival, mother-son bowling activity, father-daughter dance. We created a family fun run and fun walk. We do a trivia night, a storybook night. We offer parenting classes. We want to make sure every single month one of these activities happen. And if the activity is mainly geared towards parents, we'll ensure that there's daycare available for our families as well. So they don't need to go out and look for a daycare provider for their kids to come to our activity, that they can come here, participate, and then join in our culture here. As we talk about culture, we talk very often about our mission, and we go back to that statement of purpose and knowing what your statement of purpose is. I had a great principal down in Chicago that hit home very often to us, do you know what the mission statement of our school is? And I'm grateful that he implemented that in my life as a teacher. It's the same thing that we are implementing here. We'll talk often as a faculty, do you know what the purpose is of our school? We'll make sure that that our people know what our statement of purpose is, that St. Paul exists to shape lives for Christian service by providing educational excellence in a Christ-centered environment. I want to make sure that that's part of who we are. If a parent would come up to us and say, what is your statement of purpose? What is your mission? Why do you exist? Our teachers can articulate that, and we want them to be able to. Part of our culture also is to ensure that we are one unified campus. We don't talk about St. Paul Lutheran School and St. Paul Lutheran Church or St. Paul Lutheran Church or just St. Paul Lutheran Church or just St. Paul Lutheran School. We talk about St. Paul. This is one campus. It's one campus with our pastoral staff, with our teaching staff, with our administrative staff, with all of our assistants that are around here. It's important that we meet every week. Pastors and I meet every single week in a leadership meeting. We have administrative meetings that happen every week. We want to ensure that everyone knows what's happening in each department, yet make sure that we're there to support each individual department. The one school, one church, one campus has really unified our entire campus into St. Paul. One of the cultural changes that we did about 5 years ago as a staff is we created this promises and commitments document. Our promises and commitments document was created with a goal to set a standard of expectations that met every aspect of our school community. We wanted every aspect of our school community to get behind it also and feel like that their individual needs were being met and that they were addressed and that everyone had specific goals that they were trying to attain together. So we created promises to our school, promises to one another, characteristics that people would see in our teaching, what we would expect from our parents, what parents can expect from us, and what we expect from our students. Each one of these categories has 5 different promises and commitments. I'm going to move forward to the next slide that has them listed. We have these promises and commitments in each one of our classrooms. We have the promises and commitments hanging in our gym, hanging in our main hallways. These were created by our faculty. They were evaluated by our faculty. They were refined by our faculty. And these are something that we all get behind. And it really sets the culture for our school. What are 5 promises that we make to our students? So let me just go over those 5. We as faculty promise our students that we're going to provide you a quality Christ-centered education. We promise that we are going to ensure that you are in a safe environment. We promise that we are going to pray for our students, for their needs, and to give thanks for their successes. We as a faculty promise to be positive role models for our students. And we are committed to assist and empower each student to achieve their full potential. I ask that our teachers do an evaluation. Are they meeting these promises and commitments? I'll have parents once in a while come into my office and say, you know what, there's a promise or a commitment that you really guys are doing an outstanding job on. Or it's a promise or commitment that we're just not seeing. When we talk about what our expectations of our parents, that we as faculty have for our parents, we take a look at the things that we expect from them. Same thing with our students, how they interact with each other. The promises and commitments have helped set a culture for our school. And I think this is something that all faculties can do, and then you can utilize it to promo it. We find it in our handbook. We'll put it in our handbooks for our parents as well, in their student handbooks. So they really are an important part of who we are and what we're about. We have very quickly run through a lot of information today, talking about marketing, talking about school culture, and just touched on these things. We are down to just a few minutes left. So I do want to give an opportunity to answer any questions that people might have. Also want to throw out the fact that Rose Meier, our assistant principal, leading our webinar next week, which will be part 2 of Implementing Change Theory in the Pursuit of Excellence. She is going to be talking very in-depthly about our CARE Center, which is our Center for Academic Resources and Enrichment. And we'll also be talking about intergenerational learning opportunities. A few years ago, we built a senior housing community that is adjacent to our campus here in Grafton. And what are the different areas that we utilize intergenerational learning here in our school? How do we bring our congregation into our classroom? And how do we meet Providence Place's needs by an interaction between our students and people that live in the Providence Place, which is our senior housing development. If there are no questions at this point, I do want to welcome you to feel free to shoot us an email if you have any questions beyond this, or give us a call here in the school office. Our number here at St. Paul is 262-377-4659. I thank you very much for joining us and just giving us the opportunity to share a little bit about what makes us a little bit different and unique here at St. Paul, and our goal to implementing change in the pursuit of excellence. God's blessings on your night.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing the first part of implementing change theory in the pursuit of excellence. There's a lot of great ideas that you've shared with us today, and I look forward to sharing it with my admissions director and also the school staff, some ideas that we could implement here at Trinity. So we thank you, and we also thank Sean and Todd from Concordia, Wisconsin for their help in producing this webinar. Again, the second part of implementing change theory in the pursuit of excellence will take part next week, Tuesday, again at 4 o'clock Central Time. And God's blessings to you as you continue to serve our Savior as professional educators in Lutheran schools. Good night.